Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening to everyone at all points, north, south, east, west, perpendicular, at the doctor's office, in the grocery store, at the fruit stand, at the bar, at the airport, at the bus station, and everywhere else I may have missed. This is the September 27th, 2002 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And I am your host and van driver and head cook and master teacher, Mr. Michael Walker. Glad to have you here with us. And we missed each other on last week, and thank you all for your prayers and your support. And God is good and all is well. So thank you all so much for being here. And without further ado, we'll do some little salutations before we get started. Jenna from the ATL, glad to have you here. Theodora from Pennsylvania, good evening to you. Teresa from the Carolinas, great to have you here. Marcus from Beham Metro, good to have you here. Sherry from H-Town, always blessing to have you here. Charlene from Florida, and you and your fellow Floridians are in our prayers. Y'all be safe down there. Kitty, great to have you here. And save me a taco. Okay, praying everybody. Yes, ma'am, we just did. Liz, we have Liz in the audience. Glad to have you here. Okay, Irene, Preacher's Kid Warren, great to have you here. Sydney, always good to have you here. We haven't seen you in a while. Ebony, great to have you here. Nina, always great to have you here. My good friend and client, Mr. Singletary, glad to have you here. A few months ago, you had some of these sisters asking about you. So I don't know, we may need to talk. Yeah, we may need to talk. Who else we have here? Stephanie Edwards, great to have you here. Nice to have you here. Besma, that's right. Besma, okay. Arthur D.D. Miles, great to have you here. Great to have you here. From, again, another one from Beham metropolitan area. Y'all coming in. Sydney. Okay, I think that's about it for right now. Well, folks, let's get started. Let's introduce our panelists right here. Starting from my left, we have Leslie Roof from Birmingham Metropolitan. We have from the Sunshine State, Brother Chauncey. And we got from the Garden State, Sister Shell. Glad to have each and every one of y'all here. Glad to have y'all here. Let me see what we'll do right now. Okay. First up, we're talking about women taking lead in relationships. Okay. Here's the topic right here. Women taking leads in relationships. And of course, you're asking me, how do I come up with this? Well, of course, found the video. Interesting video. And let's take a listen.
A woman's submission is based on a man's leadership, then what is his ability to lead based on? Trip?
His ability to submit. I think we've already established that tone in this conversation. I think in order to be an effective leader, you need to know when to move out the way.
Oh, that's good. I like
because, and it's not to refute what anybody else is saying, but I don't think it's always the man who has the vision in a relationship, and I don't think it's always him that's supposed to. If, let's say, my lady is a lawyer, she pulling in 150 a year. The vision is clear. We're gonna need a few more years of what you got going on before we start talking about who I'm supposed to be and what I got going on. And if I need to lead by moving out of her way so she can accomplish some things to better us, then I need to be strong enough to do that. So I think a lot of men lead from an egotistical place where it's about what I want, not about what we need.
Okay. Women taking the lead in relationship. Who want to take a stab at it? Leslie.
Why? Okay. It seemed like the video was more focused on who made the more money
Mm-hmm.
to the actual person taking the lead
Mm-hmm.
relationship, and I don't correlate those
Mm-hmm.
on the same thing, um, because money is just money. I mean, her job and all that. She just happened to have a job that pays more than him.
Mm-hmm.
I would still think that they would be working together as a couple if they're married in the situation. I didn't really get that clear as he was saying, talking about it as well. If
Mm-hmm.
they're married, but if they're married, they should be working together as one, regardless of who makes the most money in the situation. There should be some agreement on how the finances should be managed, what your goals are. Are you getting a house? You're getting doing vacations? How you're planning to live your life as one unit, regardless of who makes the most money, should be agreed upon. So now, as far as leading the relationship, that's also based on your foundation of faith, and what is that what is that foundation when it comes to that. Now, most people who are Christians and were raised in a Christian household have always lived by the this hierarchy of God. The man is, head of the household, and so forth. And he's led by God, and he leads his family. He is the provider, the pastor of that household, and all those things that comes in that title of leading that household spiritually, mentally, physically, and all those things. So, um, but that doesn't always. Well, we have to remember that that's one aspect of how that leadership is. Now, roles are different, because just because the man can be the lead doesn't mean the woman doesn't have to be the one managing finances.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come together as one, it's like, what are your strengths? If your wife can manage the finance and she can balance that checkbook and have it down to the last penny, let her do that. And be the one that maybe the one that's focused on disciplining the children. Whatever your strengths are in your relationship, let that allow you to lead in that area of your household. And I think you have to be smart enough to know that, and be able to step back when you know that this is not my strength. My wife is my wife or my husband she is the bomb in this area. The husband, he said, I can cook. I learned to cook when I was 5 years old. She can't cook. What's wrong with him cooking every day? Or doing that part, doing the grocery shopping and all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with any of that. So that's roles. And that has nothing to do with leadership in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's something completely different. So as far as Christian foundation, God, the husband leads his family. He is the leader, the pastor of that in that family. But all these other things are not tied to leadership. They're tied to responsibilities to manage that household as a team. Those are my thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Brother Chauncey, please impart your wisdom to us.
Um, I have an issue with the video, and it's
Okay.
in the base. It's
Okay.
awful logic. Part of the video when she said, "Well, she's the lawyer, she makes this money." Let's let that work before I decide what I want to do. That made my ears go up real quick.
Mm.
I always say this: you got to bring something to the table. You can't figure out who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Why involve in a relationship? You already know who you are before you get in a relationship, and that's where your leadership attributes will come in. I agree with Leslie. Um, it's what you bring that makes you a leader of the situation. Because in a marriage or in relationships, I believe that everybody has a role they're good at.
Mm-hmm.
They make the situation work and smoothly. Um, and that's an attribute to everybody. So if my future wife is good at something, of course I'm not going to touch that because I'm on the room.
Mm-hmm.
I was, baby, you lead that.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm good at something and she's not, then she's going to tell me, you good at that. You lead that. Um, Leadership is not about title. Leadership is strictly on, can I effectively handle this responsibility? And that's not gender based. That's solely on the person who has the gift and the anointing or the educational background to make it work. So always putting the responsibility on the man for everything. I'm like, man, certain men ain't gifted at everything. That's why he got to help me call a wife to make up where he's short in.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what her purpose is. That's her God-given ability to do things like that. So when it comes to women leaving relationship, I have no problem. If they want to leave in that area, hey, do you, baby. Because guess what? I'm going to reap the benefits. Just like if I lead in something, you're going to reap the benefits. But, we live in a society where people are so, I'm the man, I'm supposed to do all this. And everything with the nail in the handbasket. I'm done.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Shell.
I definitely agree with Leslie and Chauncey. There is a difference between leadership and roles, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that the example that he used was very worldly based, right? So it was because of the money. So whoever makes the most money is the leader. That's just not even how that goes. Even the thought of that. Like so because she makes more money, she's the leader. Is she forced to be the leader? You making her the leader? Is she saying I make more? It doesn't even. It's the worldly way of looking at power, right? Because they equated leadership to power, power to money.
Mm-hmm.
And like Leslie said, that's not Christian based. That's not how we believe. That's not how the Bible's written. That's not the setup for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Chauncey said, if the wife is better at a certain aspect, go ahead and lead that project. That's all you, and vice versa. It is a partnership. It is a partnership that has absolutely nothing to do with anyone's earning potential or power.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not the biblical structure of a marriage. It's just not. That's not how it is at all. So, I mean, my counterparts, I absolutely agree with their point of view. It's there are roles and then there's leadership, and they're different, and neither one of them have anything to do with what your paycheck amount is. That's just it's a different belief system and platform from worldly thinking to Christian belief and thinking. So it's going to vary there at that point. We're gonna part ways with that.
Mm-hmm. Kitty says, good job. A man, quote, leading in a relationship can mean different things, depending upon whether you are a believer or not. An unbeliever definitions of leading a home will be different than a believer's definition of leading. That guy focused on money being the determining factor, which is not the biblical basis for a man leading his home. And I think right there, it may be some intimidation or some type of intimidation for him to bring up the money. Definitely some pride.
Mm-hmm.
And like we say, hey, I'm going to get to you, Chauncey. And he about to bust open. And it's definitely some pride there. And it also make you wonder, and maybe I'm going too deep with this one, though, how things were when he was growing up. What was the structure between mom and dad?
Mm-hmm.
But
But
Chauncey made a good point, though, right? Chauncey's point earlier, the fact that he said if she's making 150,
mm-hmm,
it's clear that she leads, and I'll
mm-hmm,
step back and figure out what I'm doing.
mm-hmm,
Chauncey hit the nail on the head. What do you mean you figuring it out?
Thank
You didn't know before you came up here? You
mm-hmm,
didn't know before we brought this thing together?
mm-hmm,
You ain't figured that out? And
mm-hmm,
why is it that because she's at a certain place, you feel like you can lay back and take time to figure? You should want to know where you're going and what you're doing and making moves regardless. Why is that dependent upon her? Well, I could go ahead and chill. What how are you even settled in yourself like that? What is that?
See, that's that mentality. Oh, I'm gonna sit in this passenger seat and lean the seat back. Okay, that's that. It's a mentality that's tied in. I'm just gonna sit back and chill, let her run it because of this. But see, the thing about it, we don't know what this profession this woman had or has or whatever. She could be a lawyer. She could be a doctor. She could be an engineer. She could be. That's her job. Her profession makes that much and more. What is your profession? If your profession is, if you love being a school teacher, that's your passion. Unless you are in some high level, higher education, you're not gonna make what this lawyer or this doctor is making. But if that's your passion and that's your joy, then you be at peace with that and the compensation you get for your profession. So you'll never make that much more unless you go write a book or you teach in some class or some. I don't even know teachers that make that much money. So him figuring himself out is another mentality. They ain't got nothing to do with her.
Yeah, because he didn't say. Yeah, he didn't say what I do doesn't make as much money, but I'm happy. It was like I can just lean back and for a couple years and just figure it out.
No, you ain't leaning back. No, you getting up.
Good chance. Go ahead.
The only real men that are chilling are 6 feet under the ground.
Okay.
Now I got that out of my system. I'm trying to keep this PG-13. I really am.
No, just go ahead. Just go ahead. We was out last week, so go ahead.
It's a dang on shame how this exposes how men are lazy and always living off the back of a woman.
Some men,
not all men, certain men, some
okay.
men. Because the simple fact, because I'm still stuck on, he's saying I will take a few years and figure myself out. Then you don't need to be with her. You don't need to be with you. You need to figure out how. You need to figure out how to lead yourself. Because if I can't bring something valuable, tangible to the table along with her, then it's nothing. I'm not even a leader. I can't even lead myself. Oh my goodness! If I can't lead myself, then we shouldn't even talk about who's the leadership in the relationship. I can't even leave 2 quarters, nickels, and dimes together. So that's an issue. So insecurity, like you said, Mike, bringing up and things of this nature, your environment, who's in your ear, so many factors playing a role how we think and what we feed in ourselves, and this is both genders. You have to be very cautious what you listen to, because it will make you like a fool when you with somebody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me read some of these comments. Mr. Marcus, it sounds like he's talking dollars and cents instead of talking common sense. To me, being a leader means being a straight shooter. I believe in equal honor in a heartfelt way. Either we make it work or we can be in the friend zone. Let me see. Kitty says he brings up money because there's this idea that whomever makes the most money is entitled to make the decisions, as though their money put them above and in charge. Perhaps he says this because this is how he would feel if he was the one making more money.
Interesting.
You have a lot
go
of
ahead.
Yeah, you have men. Yeah, I remember dating a guy. It was a really good relationship, but then I learned it wasn't going to go anywhere because he did not like the fact that I made more money than him. And I'm like, really? It was like he just did not feel secure in the relationship as far as leading and being that quote man in the relationship, because I made more money than him. And at that time, my position and his position, I mean, he would have to make some serious changes for his position to make as much as my position at that time. But I don't even work in IT anymore. So that salary is like you're making decisions on current circumstances that are not I mean, everything could be switched around 20 years from now. But you lose your job or you switch professions and things like that can change. So money is not the condition that you make these type of decisions on, because we all know a job can be lost at any time.
Not only that, not only a job can be lost, but because if a man makes more money or a woman makes more money, and we're going to say the man makes more money in this situation, doesn't mean he's responsible with his money. Because I've been that man once. I was just irresponsible with my money in relationship and disposal. Because that time, that my girlfriend at that time looked at me, telling myself, "I got an issue with you." I'm like, "What's the issue?" Brother, you don't want to manage your money. Ooh. And you talking about want to be rule. And this is to all the guys: if you can't manage money, don't get married. Or just leave unresponsible the money you just, deal with what you got to deal with. But, it's just so interesting that society makes the picture that power comes through dollars. So a lot of people making a lot of money, but they ain't got no common sense. You can't buy common sense.
You sure can't.
You can't buy common sense. You can't buy it for nothing. So based on, what anything tangible of this world, based it on leadership, it's always going to be faulty, because it can be here 1 minute and gone the next. So what you going to base your leadership off of then? If it's not eternal inside you, in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, through experiences and trials and errors, then your outlook on life is very flawed, foggy, faulty. Might need to reevaluate. I'm done.
Okay. Shelly is going to say something.
I mean, I agree with what Chauncey is saying, because you experience that when you have worldly thinking. That is society, the world's way of categorizing power, right? Power, leadership. It's the way they think. We think differently. We understand differently. We are not pushed, ruled, and moved, hopefully, by worldly thinking in that way. So we understand that leadership is not based on dollars and cents at all. And Chauncey made another good, absolutely great comment that as a man, even if you make more, you have to be able to handle what you have. You have to be a good steward over what you have, right? Because regardless, you make more than me, I make more than you, whatever, I, as a woman, still want to feel secure. And I've had that hard conversation that Chauncey's ex had with him. I've had it with my ex. Look, and he made almost 4 times as much as I did. And I had to sit down and have the conversation with him. You say you want to go forward. I can't go to work every day and come home and have to worry if when I flip the switch, if the lights are going to come on in my home because you went to lunch and we're supposed to get a hamburger and bought black diamonds. Like that was the situation. I cannot live not knowing. I need security. Women like security. Everybody likes nice things. Everybody wants to trick off on themselves, but you have to have balance. So again, what he said is absolutely correct. You have to be able to manage what you do have.
Sure, I'm so sorry that I don't know if that's fictional or a real thing.
No, it's real. Oh, it's real.
It's a real
I
thing.
believe it. I've seen stuff like that happen before.
Oh, it's very real.
I definitely believe
Went to lunch to get burgers at the mall and bought black diamonds. It's real. I'm not made up.
Well, I just want to let you know right now, Show, as my friend, I'm going to say this. He really didn't get the black diamonds. You want to know why? Because you was the black diamond. That's all I have to say about that.
Mike, what is going on?
Thank you,
What is going on in these bottom two
I had to support my friend. I had to keep my friend encouraged. That's all.
Thank you, Chauncey. I appreciate it.
What's going on in these bottom 2 boxes? Y'all gotta like, subscribe, and share. This is about to get good. This is about to get good. You're gonna want to come back and see how this progress. I see something. My discernment, Mike, is saying
Leslie, get your glasses. Stop.
Yeah, I know I got some more. We're gonna put them on. Like these all hey. You gonna put some more on? Because I'm seeing
Why are we
something.
gonna buy something like that when you already got value inside the house? That's a whole different conversation. You gotta move on.
I hear you saying.
Well,
Charles,
thank you, sir. I appreciate that greatly. I appreciate that
sweet.
greatly.
It's so sweet.
And the audience, the studio audience noticed. And Pastor Jackson, he's looking. This she was wondering too.
See, look, all these minds are agreeing.
Yeah,
We're on one accord. We see something.
my buddy TT.
It's so sweet. I like
Oh
it.
Lord, not the TT. Lord have mercy.
That's my friend right there.
Y'all need to understand. Okay. Y'all need to understand friendship.
Friendship.
Girl, I understand friendship too, but my friends don't talk about me like this. I need to get some new friends.
If your friends don't talk about that, you need to reevaluate your friends.
Shell.
Let me call them and say, do you think I'm a black diamond?
Shell.
Yes.
We've known each other 16 years. I never called you a black diamond.
Well, you need to get up on your game, Mike.
Mike, you didn't know me for 30 years. You ain't never called me no black diamond. I'm offended.
Get your friend game up, Michael.
I just want to let y'all know right now, right now, it's my fault. It's on me. I take the blame. I promise tonight.
No, don't apologize for your truth. Don't apologize for your truth, sir.
It's the look at eyes and the crying mood for me. I'm sorry.
Wait, who was it? Kay said we were bickering Saturday.
I know.
We were not bickering. We were not bickering.
They made up.
We were not bickering.
Last Saturday. This is Tuesday.
We were not bickering. When you somebody's friend, you got to be able to, everybody got to be able to get right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Kid asks, what are black diamonds?
Girl, they black diamonds.
They're beautiful and rare, Kitty. Don't you worry.
Diamonds that are black.
Yes.
Diamonds are.
There's chocolate diamonds. There are brown.
There
diamonds,
are canary diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I got some chocolate. My brother got me a cross with chocolate diamonds in it. It's so cute.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. This is not this one. It's another one, but it's pretty. Yeah. I'm like, ooh, what is this?
Overjoyed. Okay.
All right. What's the next topic now? Come on.
Like y'all with the next topic.
That was the next topic right there.
I know. Okay.
Please like, please subscribe, and please share. Okay, man, it ain't hour yet. Y'all started. Okay. Next up, and we talking about relationships, and we on this train, might as well keep on going. We talking about let me put this. I don't even know what I'm doing tonight, y'all. Y'all done just mess me up.
Focus, grasshopper. Focus.
Okay. Men, I know. Men rushing into relationships. Mm-hmm. Men rushing into relationships, y'all. So for the brothers and Chauncey and out there, and of course the sisters, everybody, we're gonna talk about this. And of course, it's from a video. Don't laugh. It don't.
You need to exhale, Mike, for a moment. Just take show us a video and breathe.
I want he bought black diamonds on the first day.
I know he was getting hot and bothered over here. The room is getting hot, Mike. The room is hot and hot.
I wonder if he bought black diamonds on the first date.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Let's take a look, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ace by Ace metaphor. I like his stuff.
People who have things to hide ain't got time to wait. This is why they constantly texting you, hey, good morning, queen, grand rising queen. This is why, when can I see you again? You just saw him 6 hours ago. It's intentional. This person has lived his whole life understanding that by the time someone gets to know their true selves, they will be repelled. So what better way than to get you to accept who I am than for you to rush and do it? And here y'all be, oh, he applying pressure. I ain't never had a man in my life apply pressure this much. Girl, he already trying to go to the Bahamas. I only knew him 4 days. Red flag. I'm telling you, you guys got to understand that a lot of those things you think that are cute in the beginning are oftentimes to hide, deflect, and distract you from actual things they don't want you looking at.
I'm having flashbacks over here.
Go ahead. Help us with your flashback. Share. So
No,
we
I
went.
had a situation this summer where
Oh.
y'all know I've done online dating for the longest, and I just have not been successful until maybe I don't know. Some recently may have happened. I don't know. We'll see. But this situation was we were conversing, and it was like he was really, I'm in grad school. I got a lot of stuff going on. Got work, got classes, got homework, got all this stuff going on. And he was just about like, when can I see you? When can I do this? I mean, he was just like doing the most. And I'm like, well, dude, right now I just want to talk and get to know you. I want to know who you are, what's going on, what your, likes, dislikes, what's your vision, I wanted to be like some good organic conversation to see if something was really clicking before, especially it was long distance, like before you rush down here to Birmingham or I rush wherever you are, let's get comfortable, even just talking or video chatting. And because I was not, put it like this, ready to talk to him every day, he was just like, I'm trying to get in, I'm trying to start a relationship. I'm trying to do something, trying to do that. And I'm like, dude, we still just trying to get to know each other. I said, let's take our time. What rush are you in? I mean, he was really like trying to do the most. And I was not in that. I don't need to talk to you every day. That's for one.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you my husband. Okay. And so right now, let's get to know each other, take our time, work our way to it. There's no rush. And so yeah, he was on something, and then it got to the point we got so upset about me not being available to him, which that was a red flag. Like, why are you so upset? Why are you so frustrated? Why are you so aggravated? What is it? And so and it happened again, something very similar a couple of weeks ago, and I had met that guy online that day. And then it was a situation where he called me back. I called him. We talked. And then later on, I called him. He didn't answer. He called me back 30 minutes later. I was in the shower. By the time I got to the phone to see that he called, he basically cursed me out. I don't play games like this. He basically, I'm not going to tell you what he said, but via text, because I did not call him back within like 5 minutes later, he's like basically cursing me out via text. So yeah, something was wrong with him. And he was talking so, he's like, I was texting a friend, girl, he talking like, he's a younger guy, but he's talking like he got some sense. That changed within 12 hours because he did a complete flip on me. And I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. So yeah, they're out there. You're right. They're probably hiding something. They're probably trying to, get in too quick on whatever platform whatever game they're trying to play. So they can play their game and keep it moving. So yeah. When you had this topic, I couldn't remember anything. I'm like, ooh, but I'm trying to forget that stuff. So those are the things that deter you from continuing this quote dating experience. But those bad experiences and those bad encounters will make you like, it's time to shut it down. But I'm trying to be hopeful and be positive.
Tarla says, oops, love bombing to hide lies. To hide lies. And you have to ask, what are you hiding? What else we have? Charlene says, true. The only thing I would say is run. Vamoose. Kitty says, agree. It could be also that the man doesn't want to be alone and is rushing into things to occupy his time or to cure his loneliness. Now, I want to put a little pin right there.
Just put a pin there.
I'm going to put a pin right there.
Put a pin down.
Because you need to you need to enjoy being alone. I can't solve your loneliness because you can be lonely in a crowded room.
Exactly.
Guess what?
Exactly. Go ahead, Pastor.
Guess what? Singleness is not a death sentence.
Hello, I'm still alive. I've been single for a long time.
I've been single.
Okay,
I've been
now
on.
I don't work my way into compensation.
Single.
Okay, so
Single.
Super single.
single. So I am a preacher by calling, so I got some tricks in my bag. So one of the things I love to do is give illustrations to paint the picture. Okay, so we have this picture and we have this water, and we are excited about pouring this water into a glass. So eager so that we start rushing to do it. Guess what happens? We start spilling the water that's from the pitcher into the glass, and things start to get noticed. So now the glass is not full all the way because we was rushing to do it, excited about doing it, but we didn't take our time and caused a mess. That's what happens when you rush into relationships, man. You cause a mess because what's being exposed is your insecurities. It gets noticed because women will notice, why are you rushing so much? I just want to know you. Why are you trying to jump the gun? Because one or two things are happening. Either you're trying to hide your insecurities, or you hiding something deeper that you don't want her to know and trying to disguise it by doing other things to distract her. To my brothers, I got news for you who Russian women notice everything. Trust me, they notice everything. And what we have to do is just have to learn to take time, because a lot of people trying to get people quickly because they feel like they're going to lose them. Got another thing to say about that too. What's for you is going to be for you. Don't have to rush it. If it's in God's will, it will work itself out. So there's no need in rushing. Take your time, because I rushed to so many things and accidentally caused relationships to ruin because I wasn't taking my time. Now I'm a person now, I will take my precious time. If it takes 2 years to figure out if we're going to be married, we're going to use the 2 years until God says something. I'm going to see what's going to be, because once you rush, you miss things. Rushing will make you miss the red flags. Rushing will make you miss her character or his character. Rushing will have you at a blind eye thinking it's love and really it's lust. Rushing will cause all these things to happen. Sit back, take your time, because dating is never meant to be rushed. The purpose of dating, in my ideal, is only this: evaluation. And if you rush an evaluation, you miss the whole story. I lay my plan right there. Go ahead, Shell. Do your thing.
Girl, do it. Okay.
I do agree with you. It is a huge red flag. And where I love Leslie's story, because I've had that as well, but it's gone beyond that. So my ex-husband rushed it. And like Ace Metaphor said, you think, oh, yeah, he's putting the pressure on this and that, blah, blah, blah. And really, it was because he knew that he couldn't keep the mask on, but for so long. And he knew it. He knew it. And he would say things like, I want to lock this down. I want to lock this down. I want this to be mine. You think, oh, that's so cute. And once we were married, he even said, you're not going to divorce me. So you're going to take it. You're going to take it. We went to the same church. Sat under the same word. And his thing was, once you marry me, you're not going to leave me. So I can treat you any kind of way. And he did, until I left him. So like Chauncey said, that time is needed to evaluate. It is a time to evaluate and pray and say, is this who you want from me, Lord? And not just pray, and when you don't get an immediate answer, say, because that's what I did. Oh, well, Lord, you didn't say no. So that means yes, right? No, the silence meant, wait, I'm trying to show you something. Just wait, be still, be quiet, be watchful. I am trying to show you something. But I said, oh, well, Lord, you didn't say no. So that must mean yes. And I forged ahead, and it was what it was. So taking that time and not allowing anyone to rush you into anything is really important. I'm a big advocate of that. And it needs to be balanced, because we hear a lot of women like, it doesn't take that long to know. No, but you need to be sure too. Are you really sure, or are you just so wanting to be someone's wife? Do you want to be the right man's wife? Do you want to be in the right marriage? Like, you got to take time for that. You really do. And I'll deal with you later, Mr. Walker.
No, we had string y'all.
Oh, the
You want to sit there? That's what we doing?
Technical difficulties. I apologize.
What we got? 8 minutes. I got you. Don't worry.
To the studio audience, I apologize. To the Liz, I apologize. Technical difficulties, y'all. So, this is what happened, though. But in order to help us with the technical difficulties, please please subscribe, and please share. Then we can fix these technical difficulties in the future. Thank you. Let me read a few of these comments right here. Y'all wild this night. I can't even find the comments, y'all. This is bad. Okay.
That's the reason why. Technical difficulties.
Okay, here we go. Bro Marcus says, this brought back a flashback to me. I rushed into a relationship because I was looking for a band-aid. That's a terrible mistake right there. That's the wrong time to do that. I was not thinking by not using my own gut feeling, and I'm almost about to fall victim to a severe breakdown. Please remember to take the time to identify yourself first before you start a relationship. Facebook user, when dating, I pray God reveals the intention. Listen and watch. God will let it be known. Times I didn't listen came back to bite me. Erica Joyce, contributor. I always say, if you pay attention, God will reveal a person to you. This is why you cannot be blinded by potential or rushed by time.
But we love to date for potential. Oh, you can't date for potential. Everybody got potential.
Yeah, the lie, the cheat. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong conversation.
Dating for potential. That's another topic right there.
Potential to be broke.
Yes, it is. That's a whole topic. A whole topic.
Potential to use all your gas inside the car and never put it back in there. Yeah, a lot of people got a lot of potential. Yes.
Or good intentions.
Potential. Okay. We're getting. Let me see. We have any more comments on this topic? Sydney from the West Coast. Sometimes little bombers are trying to rebound from someone else last relationship. That's the case sometimes, but then you have those psychos that just wanna psychos. Go ahead, Chauncey.
That's interesting, because my thought process with that is, how are you going to rebound to go into another relationship when 9 times out of 10 you the one that ruined the last one?
Yeah, but Chauncey, I can't tell you how many people I know never close that door. They never take time to heal. They don't do the work. And instead of working on themselves and trying to figure out what's wrong to make themselves better so that they're better for them, they just jump into it because they can't be alone. And that you do not know how many people I'm like, why don't you sit your tail down for a moment? Sit down and really stop to think, what happened? What part did you play?
So I got a story. So I was once the guy that, that did that. Let me tell you about why relationship with the Lord matters. Once you realize you ain't got no control of yourself, you give it to the Lord. So for the last maybe 6 or 7 years, I've not been involved in a serious relationship because when I try to do something, God shuts it down every time, and I thank you because I learned God to be a protector even for my own self and my own weaknesses and my own flesh. So in that time, I've learned to say, in the last 6 to 7 years, I really don't need a relationship. I'm good, and I have grown and matured so much in this time frame. So when the Lord now decides to place the woman who's going to be my wife in my life, it's so worth it because I learned to mature and not depend on rest of the relationship. People ask me all the time, Chauncey, you ready for a relationship? If the Lord see fit, yes. If it's not my time yet, I'm fine. I'm still doing my own thing because it taught me how to be a man and build for myself. So now I don't have to rush nothing because I got something to bring to the table. A whole lot of things to bring to the table now. Only God.
Okay. Okay, bro, Chauncey. Let me see if we have any other. No, I think that is about it on that. Thank you for that final word on that. We got one more. But before we move on, wait, let me read this one right here from Tarla. Yeah. StreamYard is acting up for real. My bummer was a narcissistic sociopath, and he apparently was jumping from relationship to relationship to get from people to satisfy him.
No disrespect. You dealing with a demon. That sounds like a demon. I don't. Okay, y'all put me crazy. Y'all want to? That sounds like a demon. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, no argument right there. And with that said, and just get away from that demon and make sure that you please like, subscribe, and share. Okay. The last one. And this is an older video. I just haven't got a chance to show y'all. Been sitting on it for the longest though. We've had this for almost 2 months though. Y'all probably seen it by now. But I want to play it though because I think it's something funny. Might be a little cute or what have you. I can't even find it. Ain't that nothing. Here we go.
I marry you today
with this ring,
with
all that I am,
all that I am,
and all that I have,
with all that I have,
including my cell phone. Okay, I'll say it on his behalf. Include.
Can't help but laugh at that. That was funny.
It makes you wonder why he kind of stuttered on and paused. Like, what is on your cell phone?
He ain't cleaned it out yet.
Side pieces.
His cell phone still looks like a single man's cell phone.
Side pieces, they know
my cell phone looks different now because I've been single for 7 years than it did when I was in a relationship. As it should.
Boom.
But he stuttered and because he knows his cell phone looks like a single man's cell phone. His keep safe app is there, and the little apps that lock your stuff away, and yeah.
But see, my thing is that this man is at the altar, so he's been engaged for a while. He may have been in a relationship for a while.
You're right.
So yeah, so there's some things that's going on in his cell phone even during those periods of his life, and that's troubling.
Where is
you're right, and even if it's old stuff though that he hasn't purged.
But it is old stuff. I'm the kind of woman like if it's old stuff, it's old stuff. It is what it is. Now hold on, let me ask you this though: it's old, but are you still viewing the pic she sent you?
That's what I'm saying. If you still have it, you're going back for reference.
You're looking at it.
You're going back for reference. You're going back for imagination. You're going back for lust. You're going back for all of those things.
You're right.
Do you see what I'm saying? You're going back.
Oh,
I'm one of those people where it's like, they pick my cell phone. I mean, they pick it up and say, "Can I look at this?" Like, I have nothing to hide. Even if I'm just starting to date you, and I dated someone a few weeks ago prior to you even starting us in this relationship, you gonna see those texts, and they're still there because more than likely, I stay friends with. I stay friends with a lot of people, even though we did that relationship or even the talking phase didn't work. You still gonna see these phone numbers. You can still see those texts, and maybe even reset because we're just conversing. So, but I'm the kind of person where I'm open. I'm like, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm straight up front. Now, they sent me some crazy pictures, I will delete them. They're not gonna be sitting in my phone when I'm in a relationship. That's wrong, but it's still secret. They gonna check the hidden album in their photos. That's another spot. But anyway,
Keep safe. That's a whole app. You need a thumbprint to open that.
Right. So, but still, I'm open like that. I don't care. You can pick my phone up anytime and flip through it and all that kind of. I still got dead folks' phone numbers in my phone, so you can flip all you want and get mad if you want to. Who is that? He died in 2003. Why you asking who he is?
Jesus.
So I'm just saying.
Chauncey about to explode.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, let him, because he about to explode.
Let me continue to ramble and see if he blow up.
Because he really. It's a physical pain for him. Look at it.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. Okay. You ready?
Can I tell you how 1 + 1 = 2? What we were just talking about. Yes, I did. Yes, I made it past first grade math. Yes. What we just got done talking about before we got to this subject.
Russian.
How you feel about your wedding?
Russian.
Kind of interesting at the wedding now the red flag shows up. Oh, you don't want to give your cell phone.
That pastor was wrong for that.
That was a red flag.
That wasn't in the scripted vows. He was
I
wrong
know,
for
but sometimes God operates in ways that we never. That's why I believe we're in relationship and never in religion, because you never know how God's going to expose people in the moment. And this fortunately just happened at all.
Rochelle says, in fairness, maybe he was just shocked. As that it's not
the first 2 seconds he was shocked. How many times did he him and the big sigh? That's more than shocked. Shocked is oh, okay, here we go. But he did the
wow.
I blame the pastor. I blame the pastor because I'm assuming he probably discussed the vows before he did the ceremony, and he just popped in with his little cell phone comment. The pastor was being messy. And you messing up my wedding with this mess. Okay, this should have been discussed.
Is it really mess?
Yeah, it's mess. No. We at the altar, baby. He bringing up mess. That was wrong. It was wrong. It was wrong. It was funny, but it was still wrong. It was very wrong.
So people,
the pastor should not be sitting there exposing people at the altar.
Well, if his side piece was in the audience, at the wedding, Pastor.
Somebody else knew the side piece was in the audience.
Pastors are human,
but the pastor should not be doing that. That is not right. That's not right.
All right. So if the pastor did that at your wedding and you found out that he was still creeping, would you say to your pastor, "Thank you for exposing that before I made this lifelong commitment in front of all these people"?
He could have exposed that before. I'm one of those people like, don't embarrass. No. We could have exposed this last month.
Maybe the people weren't ready to show the vows.
Don't embarrass me and have me at the wedding, at the altar. Bills have already been paid, money spent, and bring this up.
Well,
the pastor should not do this. That should not have been done.
Well, Leslie, I'm back to tell you is God will recover all for you.
That wasn't God that did that. That was the pastor. Okay.
You know what? That's a whole nother. You know what? I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
On that note, I'm trying to think. Do I want to play one more? I'm thinking. 15,
If the
16.
pastor's exposing somebody,
Forget it. I'll say that the next week. I'll save it the next week, though. Okay. We're out of time, y'all. We're out of time. And it couldn't end fast enough, y'all. So, I got to find my announcements, y'all. Y'all be patient. So, coming up next at 1/2 past this hour, in about 23 minutes, we're going to have the after party, the Tuesday night after party. And it will be a Zoom link, and it will be pasted in Single Black Christians and Single Black Christian Connection, in those two groups only. You must be a member of those groups in order to participate in this after party. And this Saturday, we will have, of course, we have our Saturday night socials. We had a great time. Last week was what was it? Name That Tune. Had a great time. Everything was good. So Saturday night social is also a Zoom link. It starts at 10:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then if it's the Lord's will, it starts all over again next week. Tuesday Talk, another exciting edition. It starts at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can view it either in one of the groups, or you can go to the community page, Single Black Christians community page, or you can go to YouTube, go to the Mike Walker SBC YouTube channel. Okay, see ya. And a quick announcements. As y'all know, we have a online store. And for you sisters, I want to show you this shirt. Y'all may like this. There it go. There it go. Is a Proverbs 31:25 t-shirt. And y'all may like this. And of course, strength and dignity are her clothing. And she smiles at the future. Proverbs 31st chapter, 25th verse. New American Standard Version. So there you go. So sisters, if you like to order this or what have you, hey, let's go to where we'll give you more information in the group and in the after party. Okay. And that is it. There's nothing else. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Chauncey. Thank you, Shea. We didn't go crazy tonight, and that's a good thing. So thank you so very, very, very much. So if it's nothing else, we'll see y'all next week. So long, everybody.